Why, good morning, Mac, and anyone watching in season 2, episode 23 of Grandma Day, me, read stories for Mac. So you can see I got some water, I got a moon, which goes perfectly with this one, why the sun and the moon live in the sky. Now, I'm going to start at the back of this book and read this information. It says, the story of how the sun and the moon came to live in the sky is told here as it might have been with the African tribesmen dressed to represent the elements and the creatures of the sea. The story was originally told by Elphinstone Darrell, a district commissioner of southern Nigeria, in his book, Folk Stories from Southern Nigeria, West Africa. And he heard the story from the Efik Ibibo peoples of southeastern Nigeria, but the illustrations have been influenced by all Africa and they do not represent any one tribe or African country. Okay, so this is a story that was told, and then now the illustrations are by, right here, Blair Blint. Okay, so here we go. It says, many years ago, the sun and water were great friends, and both lived on earth together. The sun very often used to visit the water, but the water never returned his visits. At last, the sun asked the water why it was that he never came to see him in his house. The water replied that the sun's house was not big enough, and that if he came with his people, he would drive the sun out. So there they are, visiting at each other's house. There's the water, and there's the sun. The water then said, if you wish me to visit you, you must build a very large house. But I warn you that it will have to be a very large place, as my people are very numerous and take up a lot of room. So there's the sun and water talking to each other. The sun promised to build a very large house, and soon afterwards he returned to his wife, the moon, who greeted him with a broad smile. So here's the sun, and there's the moon. They're like, we got to build a bigger house. The sun told the moon what he had promised the water, and the next day began building a large house in which to entertain his friend. When it was completed, he asked the water to come and visit him. So it's like, hey, water friend, come see me. When the water arrived, one of his people called out to the sun and asked him whether it would be safe for the water to enter. And the sun answered, yes, tell my friend to come in. So there's the sun in the house, and there's the water people, which looks like a little fish. The water then began to flow in, accompanied by the fish and all the water animals. So here's all the water people that are coming. And he says, very soon the water was knee deep. And so he asked the sun if it was still safe. And the sun again said, yes. So more of them came in. When the water level was with the top of a man's head, the water said to the sun, do you want more of my people to come? So look, the house is getting really full with the sun and the moon on the tippity top. I see frogs and fish and birds. And the sun and the moon both answered, yes, not knowing any better. So the water's people flowed on until the sun and the moon had to perch themselves on the top of the roof. So now it's filled with water beasts and water animals, water people, and the sun and the moon are on the very top of the roof. Again, the water addressed the sun. He received the same answer, so more of his people rushed in. More water people and animals. The water very soon overflowed the top of the roof, and the sun and the moon were forced to go up into the sky, where they have remained ever since. The end. Love you.